Gorgeous, right? Today I'm going to be prepping this 8-pound Snake River Farm American Wagyu beef short rib, better known dinosaur bones. And I'll show you why later as I get the vacuum seal off of it. First step is I'm going to open this up, the vacuum seal. As you can see, there's lots and lots of marbling in this American Wagyu short rib. We're going to trim off this hard fat that's on the top. And I don't know if it's clear, there's underneath that hard fat, there's this silver skin, and we're going to trim that off also. You see, this is a pretty big short rib. It's got lots of marbling all the way throughout and lots of meat. Let's start by trimming this fat and pieces of silver skin as we go. It helps to have a very sharp knife when you're doing this so that you can get straight through that fat. Well, I believe we got most of that silver skin off. There's still a few little threads left on. I'm going to use the kitchen shears to try to get to those. You see this short rib has lots of marbling, lots of fat in there. So hopefully it's going to cook up to be nice and juicy. Now in the back, there's this membrane, and under the membrane there's fat. But I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm going to leave that on there because that actually serves to keep the short ribs together as they cook. Because what's going to happen is that fat's going to render throughout and it's going to push the short ribs to get plump and thick and move away from these bones. Next we're going to do, we're going to season it up. Got my dinosaur bone short rib all trimmed. Now there's little bits of silver skin left. I'm not going to worry about that. But we're looking good. See a lot of the marbling in here and a lot of fat in there. It's a damn good looking short rib, I gotta say so myself. So now let's get ready to season it, and I'm gonna simply go with salt and pepper, and that's gonna be on there overnight. Then tomorrow morning we'll put it on the smoker. Even though I'm gonna leave the membrane on and the fat that's underneath that membrane, I'm still gonna season this side of it. And it serves no purpose other than contributing a little bit more spice to the juices or the au jus as this renders out. So let's go along, and it's a big piece of meat. It can take a lot of seasoning. And this is like I think I made like a 60-40 blend of salt and pepper. 60% salt, 40% pepper. Okay. Let's just pat in that seasoning. I didn't put any binders on this piece of meat. I'm just going to let it go as it is. And we're going to put it in this full pan to refrigerate. You see I've got a lot of seasoning still left on here. I'm just going to... Okay, we're going to put oil over it. It's time for me to smoke these short ribs. They've been in the refrigerator overnight. I've got the smoker set up. Got it at 280. And we're going to see what happens over the next 5, 6, maybe 7 hours. Smoker is set up. It's running clean now. I've got some hickory wood and apple wood in there. And we're going to see what it do. Got a water pan in here so that it can add a little moisture to the air inside the smoker. And I'm going to put the short ribs right over that pan. And I've got a temperature probe here just to monitor a little bit what's going on with the short rib. And I'm going to place it somewhere in here. I think that's one of the most meaty sections. Okay, we're good to go. Let's do this. We're at the 2-hour time, and I'm going to spritz with the solution of pickle juice. Yep, pickle juice. Keeping in mind that pickle juice is just vinegar and salt and water, and maybe a few other little herbs and spices depending upon which pickle juice you use. But we're looking good. Okay, this is 3 hours in, and we're looking good here. Temperature is about 170-ish. I'm not going to wrap it yet. And I may not wrap it at all, depending on how it progresses. Let me just show you what it looks like all around. Okay, I'm getting ready to wrap. We're at about 180, and I've got color, and I don't want it to get too much darker than that, so I'm going to wrap it. In wrapping this, I'm going to have to be careful about these bones because they can puncture through the foil. So I'm just going to take another piece of foil here and sort of cover them up. And I'm going to wrap it. Get that tight. And we're going to go put it back on the smoker and let it go till we get ultimate tenderness. I removed the short ribs from the smoker. We got up to about 207, 208, and looking good. So I'm going to let them rest for about a half an hour, and then we can cut into this baby. My short ribs are done. They've rested for a little over 30 minutes. And now we're going to get ready and cut into them, and we'll see what we got. Oh, it cuts wonderful. Gorgeous, right? Let's look at this side. Beef short ribs on the smoker, 5.5 hours, 280 degrees, ready to eat.